Next we will see the Cosmos DB trigger. So it's a powerful feature that allow serverless function to be executed in response of to any change in your Cosmos DB changes. Whenever you add any data to the Cosmos DB, you can trigger this Azure function, and the trigger is invoked automatically when item is added, updated, or deleted in DB collection. And it's also enable real-time data processing and integration similar to a SQL trigger. And it's data flexibility as well. Cosmos DB offer more flexible for handling non-structured data. So SQL trigger is used for the relational data, and this one is not non-structured data, make it ideal for type of data that would be difficult to handle in a relational database such as car telemetry data. So this is some advantages: real-time processing, data flexibility. So it's like for the non-structured data we can use this, so it will be a flexible option. And the one of the disadvantages is that it's a very expensive, so it's crucial to carefully consider the cost of the solution when you are developing. So this is example car telemetry. So there is one scenario: a car sharing app use Cosmos DB for high performance globally distributed storage of real-time car telemetry data such as user activity log, location. So for this, for development and testing, we can create a new Cosmos DB trigger in Visual Studio, and we can also set up the local setting as well for debugging and testing. Like we can use the Cosmos DB emulator as well. So we will see this option. So we will see this. So this is the example of the Cosmos DB trigger. So this is the code. There is one function, Cosmos DB trigger, and this is the database name, container name, DB connection, and the LeaseContainerName. It's also used for a container used to manage leases for processing changes. So this is the simple trigger, Cosmos DB trigger. So first you have like a few options. So you can use the emulator. So you will install the emulator from, for example, if you go to this link, microsoft.com, you can see here what is the Azure Cosmos DB emulator. So you can download, when you go down, you can download the emulator as from this page. So I already installed. Another option is you can also use the Docker option as well. So you can install, you can get the image of this emulator, DB emulator, and for both Linux and Windows. So it will provide you image as well. And if you go to with the emulator desktop application, so you can see here I already installed the Azure Cosmos DB emulator. So when you launch the emulator, you will see something like that. So you can see here it will run on this local host 8081, and it's the Explorer, and this is the index page. So to save this cost, I will suggest use this emulator, and it will perfectly work as like a real Azure Cosmos DB. So first of all, according to the code, this is the code. So first I will need some connection string. So you will need the Cosmos DB connection string. So from where you will get this connection string? Once you run the emulator, when you go to the quick start page, you will see this primary connection string. So you will copy and you will paste this in your code. So this will be the connection string. And the second thing is the code, actually the code. So this is the database name. So you will create one database and one container with the same name you mentioned in your function. So when you go to the Explorer, you will click on the container and you will give the name. For example, in my case, I have this will be the database, and the container ID will be, this is the container ID, and this is the partition key. So the partition key will be like the car slash ID in our case. So I already created. You will click on the OK, and once you create it, you will see this item in the list. So I already created. After that, once your container is created, you will add the database is created, you will add the container for this application. So this is the container, and this is all the list we have in the this item list. So this is the item list. Okay, so this is the program, and now I will run this application. You will make this as a startup project, and now I will run. and this container it will if this is exist, it will not create it. If this is not there, it will create the lease. For example, this you can see here, this is the extra container created if this is not there. And it will also accept the input, like what changes made in the Cosmos DB. It will accept all as a input. And this is the object, like we have car ID, we will receive the car ID, and we will print out the car ID. And this is the modification count, input.count. So you will bind this read only list with this class. So now I will run. So now the function is now running. Now it will track all the changes happening in the emulator. So now I will go to this emulator, and I will add one other item. But for before this, this is our data, sample data, and this is for example car number 5. Okay, so this is the same. We will keep this date and data same as it is. So I will save. Now I will go back to the emulator. Now you will click on the item, new item. So this is the item list. Now I will go to the item upload. Now I will select the data file. I already have a data file, and I select it. Now I will upload. So it's uploaded. Now I will check the log. So you can see it's the trigger is now hitting. And if I go 1, you can see here the input count is 1, and it's getting 1 item. Okay, you can see here this is the same data we are passing from the file. So now you can see here this is the data changed in the 1 item is first item car. You can see here this is the same car ID I am passing from the file. So this is how the Cosmos DB work. So I give all the demo, and this is I already explained the example. If you do not want to use the desktop application, you can use the Docker image, and you can run. And this is the code explanation. We have database name, container name, and the connection, DB connection, and the lease container. It will create it if it's not exist. And the parameter is the name of this is the information about the parameter, database name, Cosmos DB name, container name, monitor to change. In our case, we have car telemetry, we have connection, and we have lease container name. Okay, so for the step, I already showed the step as well. You will run the emulator, you will create a database. Inside database, you will create the 1 container, and then you will create the app setting JSON file as well, like this one. You will put the DB connection there, and you will run the application. You will upload any item to the container, and you will check the log. So this is how the Cosmos DB trigger work. And there is one important distinction, a critical difference from the SQL trigger is that the Cosmos DB trigger only monitor insert and update, not the other case like the delete. No deletion case. This trigger does not monitor deletion event. If you need to track deletion, you will need to implement alternative solution. So this is one of the important distinction between the SQL trigger and the Cosmos trigger.